Well, good morning to you. And, well, we have to again tell you that just in case you don't know, you can get interactive on Facebook, JoyNews on TV. And then also, it's where we're live. We're also live on my Joy Online TV, which is our YouTube channel. But I have Daryl here with me. Daryl works with Rocha Ghana. Has been with us here. But today we're having just a lively, short conversation on a subject that was brought to the fore by the Ghana Water Company, and Stanley Mate, who is the lead communicator for them, had said that there were extreme water shortages, Daryl.
Yeah.
But what really did he say in the first place, and was the reality on the ground?
Okay, so I think as you just mentioned, Stanley Mate talked about the water crisis that we are facing in terms of the shortage of water for the public. But I think one thing that he put across that we need to take note of is why he thinks that our water problem keeps occurring year in and day out. Because if you look at, for the last 5 years, we've been having chronic, I would say, narratives on our water crisis, and the fact that if we don't take care, we're really going to be facing a much more serious issue come in the near future. And what he said was that our water bodies are stressed. I mean, the sources of water. There's a lot of pollution, there's a lot of illegal activities around these water bodies, and so there's a lot of, the volumes of water that is going to these treatment facilities are also reducing. And when that happens, they are not also able to produce or process enough of these water to supply the public. And that is where his main concern is. And that is also something we also want to reiterate, because we think that it's a very, very serious issue. He's not the only person who has talked about this. We've had this issue running, I would say, in the last 10 years. CSIR has talked about this issue, Water Resource Commission, they've talked about it. And we think that it's about time as a country we really start putting in the necessary measures and also investment to start really protecting our water bodies.
How can we do that?
Yes, I think what we need to do, I mean, we are happy that the president, when he took office, stopped all sorts of mining activities close to our water bodies. That is good. Secondly, we think that also all the various hotspots that are sources for water, government should give them some special protection. In other areas, government really invest in also kind of like buying up these areas so that no sort of activity can happen in these areas. And we think government should try and do that. And thirdly, we think that there's some special areas in this country, like forest reserves, that government needs to really pay attention to and actually stop any industrial development actions in these areas. And one of these areas I'm talking about is the Atiwa Forest, which is actually the source of water for Weja, which then gets to supply water to the people in Accra. And I think that all such areas like Atiwa and also the Ofing and these small water catchments, we need to really start protecting them. So far, we've not done too well. We're actually focusing a lot on the distribution lines, which is good, but to provide water for our homes, we not only need to pay attention to the downstream, we need to pay attention to also to the upstream, where the water is actually coming from. And that's what we think that government should really pay attention to. So we shouldn't take the statement by Stanley Mate really for, we shouldn't take it as a pinch of salt. It's really a very serious issue, and many people have mentioned it. There are several scientific research has also proved that our water quality is reducing. I mean, when they stop this galamsey, the moratorium has been running for 10 months, but still you go around. River Pride is still not clear. The Birium is still polluted. And I think that it's going to take more than 5 years for these rivers to really come back to their previous nature.
So at the end of the day, in what way can we make sure that we reverse the trend? Because I remember Stanley saying that, well, we needed beyond preserving the water bodies, also making sure that we had the right rainfall patterns. That is out of our control.
There are certain things that we are doing now that is changing the rainfall patterns. I'm sure we all had so much talk about climate change and the activities of removing forests. Forests kind of give us that microclimate environment which is responsible for the hydrological system, which allows rains to be more stable and also more predictable. But over time, because we are losing a lot of forest, there's a lot of variability with rainfall patterns. Temperature is also varying a lot, so we can't really tell what is happening. If we should stop actually removing this vegetation, which is responsible for ensuring that the hydrological system is working, then somehow we can actually, and I have to say, the actions we are going to take now will not take effect in the next 2 to 3 years. it is going to take effect, I mean, many years after this. But we need to start acting now. But you know, as I'm speaking, we are not making those efforts yet. What we are doing, I think, is so little. We need to do much more. We are losing more forests. Ghana is losing so much more. Whilst other countries are making an effort trying to, I mean, grow forests, on our record, we seem to be losing more forests, and that is not good for us. And we cannot reverse this trend of losing our water bodies if we don't start really securing the buffer
zone. Are we in dire
zone.
straits? Would you say we're in dire straits?
I'll say that for now. I mean, we have everything. I mean, who thought that Cape Town will be where they are now, where they are stressed with water to the extent that there's coming to a day that they really, all the taps will be shut down. You get it? You don't see it coming. The signs are all over the world. I mean, we see our water bodies are polluted. The buffer zone around these rivers are also depleted and all of that. But we are not doing anything about it. So right now, we might not say, okay, we are in dire stress right now. But in some few years to come, 5 years, 10 years, it could be worse.
Okay. We wish that perhaps we can give you a crew so that we can go do some reports on some notable water areas that you feel will be a concern for
We'll be very
Ghana.
happy to also
and
support that.
we'll be so much happy to do that. So just do the arrangement and we can have a greater conversation on that level. On the ground and making sure we have the right. Well, next we're going to have Becky in with entertainment, but we've had in the studio Dario Bosu, who is a Deputy National Director for Rocha Ghana. I hope I got your position right.
That's right.
You're a big man, man. And we've been talking about big issues, water, etc. But the next big issue for us to talk about is the latest tidbit from the world of entertainment. And Becky, Sweet Becky, is ready with the latest. Stick and stay. We'll be right back before we close the program for the morning.